Good morning guys, it's Kira and today I'm super excited because I've set myself the challenge of trying to have the ultimate autumn weekend. So today is the 12th of October and that obviously means that we are slap bang in the middle of autumn, which means that it's the perfect time to try and get as many of the fun autumnal things that you can do in this season done as possible. So that is basically what I'm going to be trying to do this weekend. Now this video idea was kind of inspired by back in the day when I was like 14 and in high school. I used to love Tumblr, as probably most people did, and on there I would always follow like fall and autumn blogs because they were so aesthetically pleasing, and they would always come up with like autumn and fall bucket lists with all of the best things to do in this season. And so using those as my inspiration, I've come up with my own basically like a bucket list for everything that I'm going to try and do in autumn. Only to make it a fun challenge, I'm going to try and tick all of those things off in the next 48 hours. So I feel like this is going to be really fun because although it might be a little bit frantic trying to fit everything in, it's also going to be super fun because it's all lovely autumnal stuff. So I'm about to get started on number one, which is to get out my most autumnal outfit. So let's go. Okay, so I'm now in my most autumnal outfit ever. I know that most of the outfit is just mom jeans and a white t-shirt, which technically isn't all that autumnal, but this jacket I feel like is the most autumnal thing I own, and I feel like it's so like just the colours are just so beautiful and so autumnal that I feel like it can make every single outfit look like it's made for this season. So I absolutely love it, and that is number one ticked off of my autumn bucket list. But now we're moving on to number two, which is by far the most exciting thing on this list in my opinion, just because I didn't think it was something that we would be able to do, and that is going to a pumpkin patch. I honestly always would see this on like fall bucket lists, which obviously for like American people, and I just didn't think that pumpkin patches really much of a thing in England. I'd never really seen one or heard of anyone going to them, but then I saw Zoella go to one, which is obviously in Brighton, and I was like, maybe we do have them in England. So I googled it, and there's one in York, which is about 40 minutes from where we live, so we're gonna drive to that now, and I'm so excited because it just feels like the most autumnal thing you could ever do, and I'm super excited to have a look and buy some pumpkins. So we just got back from the pumpkin patch, and oh my god, that was so much fun. That's going to be an annual tradition, I think, because we had so much fun. It was also the first day that it opened, and so it was like absolutely full. We had so much choice, and they had like loads of pumpkins and squashes and everything, and I'm super happy with all the ones that I picked up. I could have honestly walked away with a full wheelbarrow full of pumpkins, but I kind of had to stop myself, / Jay made me not buy all of those pumpkins because we literally don't have space for them, and honestly I don't need that many pumpkins, so it would have been a little bit wasteful. But I did pick up these guys and they look so cute, and I'm super excited. So we're going to carve a couple of them, I think, then the rest will just be kind of like decorative, and I'll probably use them as like little props when I make some recipes, because I'm going to be doing some autumnal recipes over the next few weeks as well. So that's super exciting, and yeah, I'm just so happy because they are so cute, and it's also meant that I can tick off pumpkin patch and also seasonal photo shoot from my autumn bucket list, because I took so many great pictures while we were there as well. So that was a lot of fun, and I'm so glad that we went because that was such a like cool little farm, and honestly it's made me want to buy a pumpkin farm and just like live there and live my best life growing pumpkins and just being happy in the countryside. But that is besides the point. But now the next thing that we're going to tick off from our bucket list is, I always feel like obviously moving up to Halloween, autumn is the perfect time to watch like dark spooky films, and also it's really nice to go to the cinema because I feel like autumn winter is when all of the best films come out in the cinema. So I'm going to tick off both of those things, and we're going to go and watch a dark spooky film in the cinema because Joker has just come out, and that is basically renowned for being a super dark story. So I'm really excited to go and watch it. So we're going to go and get some snacks and then head to the cinema, which should be really fun. So we're just about to set off for the cinema, and I thought that I would mention that every time I go to the cinema I always get like a Coke Zero or a Pepsi Max along with my snacks. And I know it's probably not the best for you, but I do it every time I go, and to be fair, I only go to the cinema maybe like 2 times a year, so it's not very often. But obviously in the cinema they just give you like the single-use plastic cup and a plastic straw and a plastic lid, and it's just a whole lot of plastic just to have a drink. And every time I go to like a coffee shop or anything I always take my keep cup. I've never thought to do it before for the cinema, but today I'm gonna take my big mason jar, which I always have my smoothies in, because it's just like a glass jar with a metal straw and a lid, so it does basically the exact same function as the plastic cup from the cinema. So I'm going to take this along. I've never done it before, I don't know if you can, but I can't imagine they would have a problem with it, so hopefully this will mean that I can be even more sustainable going to the cinema than normal. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, and I'm heading off to the cinema now. So we just got out of the cinema, and oh my god, Joker was incredible. I think both Jay and I have now got a new favourite film because that was like incredible, and I just absolutely loved it. It was super dark and everything, which is obviously exactly what I was looking for from like a spooky, dark, autumnal film. So it's definitely ticked that box, and just in general it was such a good movie. So yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, I'd highly recommend going to see it because it was so good. And I'll also just preface this by saying I don't watch superhero films ever. I've never actually seen a full superhero film, so I'm not saying it was a good one in the sense of like that I just really like the franchise. I've never seen any of the other like Batman films, and I still thought that it was incredible, so definitely go and see it. But now, moving back onto my ultimate autumn weekend, the next thing on the list is to do one of the most autumnal things ever, and that is to go and get a pumpkin spice latte whilst going for a nice like cold autumn walk. So we're going to go and pick one up from Starbucks. I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure their pumpkin spice latte is vegan, but I'll triple check before I get one, and then we're going to go for a walk. Okay, so I've got my pumpkin spice latte with oat milk, and I'm really excited because it looks super pumpkin-y. That's super sweet, which is exactly how I like coffee because I can't drink it unless it's sweet. So this is delicious, and we're going to enjoy this on the rest of our walk. So I'm now like halfway into this pumpkin spice latte, and every single sip that I take is going down and down in flavour, because although it was sweet at the beginning, it now tastes super bitter, and when I drink it, my face does this because it's so bitter. Even though you can still taste all the sweetness, it just has a really bitter undertone, which I think is just because it's not super good quality coffee. So I'm still on the hunt for a good pumpkin spice latte basically. Okay guys, so it's currently about 6:30 and I've just jumped in the shower, and it's now super dark. I swear that it got dark in between me getting in and getting out of the shower, but I guess that's just what happens in autumn because it gets so dark so early. But that means that it kind of feels like nighttime even though it's not, and there's still a little while before Jay and I want to get dinner. So I'm gonna just sit down with my book, light some scented candles because all of my scented candles are autumn. I've got an apple cider one, which is definitely my favourite because it just smells so good, but I've also got a mulled wine one and a pumpkin spice one, so they all smell super autumnal. So I think I'll just light all of them and let the room smell delicious and sit down to read. My current read is Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain, which I've literally just started yesterday, so I'm only like a few chapters in, but so far it's a really interesting storyline. I think particularly because it's written in a very like southern dialect, which is obviously quite interesting, particularly because I'm not even from America obviously, so this is going to be an interesting read. So I think I'll sit down and read a couple of chapters and get cozy whilst I'm waiting for dinner. So it is now Sunday and I'm kicking off today's bucket list by trying to make one of the most autumnal recipes out there, and that is of course pumpkin pie. Now I'll be honest and say that I have never made nor even eaten a pumpkin pie before, so I have absolutely no idea what I'm going for, but I just feel like it couldn't be a proper autumn/fall bucket list without even trying to make one of the pumpkin pies, because it's just super autumnal. So I'm gonna get started with that now and fingers crossed it goes well. So I've decided to go a little bit Harry Potter because I had a little bit of excess pastry and also a tiny bit of pumpkin pie filling that I could just scrape off the bowl. So I've also made a pumpkin pasty, which is great because I know I'm not going to be able to try the pie straight away because I'll want it to cool. But this way I can see what it tastes like without actually having to cut the pie and ruin it because I've cut it too soon. So I'm just going to pop this in. I don't think this will need as long as the pie does because obviously it's much smaller. Once my actual pie is ready, I've also got this vegan squirty cream to serve it with because I always see pumpkin pie with little like circles of cream on it, but I definitely need to wait until it's totally cooled down to do that because this melts super quick if it touches anything that's even slightly hot. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait, but I'm really excited to try this because it looks good. I'm also gonna, oh that's still hot, idiot. I'm gonna cut the pumpkin pasty in half, see what that's like on the inside. So first up, I'm gonna give it a taste test just as is. Regret. Regret. Oh.
Burnt tongue all day.
I didn't taste anything other than the pastry. It was so hot. Okay, I'll do that again in a little bit. Okay, I think I'm ready to do a taste test again now. It does feel quite hot, but I think it'll be okay. It's yummy.
What does it taste like?
Like I said before, it kind of just tastes like sweet cinnamon, which I'm really not mad about because I love cinnamon.
But not pumpkin, really.
I don't know what pumpkin tastes like. I guess it's just like a sweet potato type thing, which again, doesn't really have a super strong flavour, it just adds a sweetness. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to try it, obviously in the proper pie, because there's only a small amount of filling in this one, and there's a lot more pastry than there is filling, whereas in the pie there's definitely more filling than pastry, so I think I'll get a better idea of what the pumpkin pie bit actually tastes like, and I'll definitely film a taste test later on in the day when I actually try some of the pie, but for now I'm just going to let it cool and not make my usual mistake. Okay, so it's a little while later now, so I'm just about to have some lunch, and I thought I might as well have some of the pumpkin pie because it's cooled down now. So I'm just going to quickly take some pictures of it with the cream on because obviously I just want to, and then I'm going to dig into it. So I'll do a taste test to let you know what it's like in the actual like full pie format, and given how disastrous and underwhelming that pumpkin spice latte was from Starbucks yesterday, I'm also going to try and make my own pumpkin spice latte, which I imagine will be much better than the one that I had to pay like nearly £4 for at Starbucks. So we'll see if I can do that as well. Okay guys, so like I said before, I've never made a pumpkin pie before, I've never eaten a pumpkin pie before, I had no idea what I was going for, but this is basically as well as it could have gone. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I just need to taste it, which I'm going to do once I've made my pumpkin spice latte. But I'm so happy with how it's turned out, and hopefully if I like it I can make it again. Because it was actually pretty easy to make and could be even easier as well if you use pre-made pastry rather than making your own. So yeah, I'm super happy with that, and if it tastes good, which I'm hoping it does because the pumpkin pasty tasted nice, so I can only assume that this will taste nice as well. I'll be putting the full recipe up on my blog, which I will link down below, so you can make my vegan pumpkin pie recipe if you're looking for a pumpkin pie recipe as well. But yes, you'll be able to find it there, and I'm so happy with how this has gone. Okay, so it's taste test time, so I'm just going to try this pumpkin spice latte. That's definitely better than the Starbucks one, no offense Starbucks, but it just tastes way less artificial because there's not so much sweetener in it, and also the coffee is way less bitter. And I'm also going to try my slice of pumpkin pie. So that is good. That literally does just taste like autumn in pie form. Okay, I'm gonna go and enjoy these, and I'll catch up with you when I do anything else autumnal. So day 2 of my autumn bucket list challenge is nearly over, which means that I've almost ticked off everything on my bucket list. There's only one more thing to do, and that is to sit down and watch a Harry Potter film, because although spooky, scary films are really important to autumn as well, I also feel like it's nice to just sit down for a like super cozy, nostalgic film, and in my opinion anyway, there's nothing more nostalgic than watching all of the Harry Potter films, and luckily ITV is actually showing them all at the moment, so it's currently on the 2nd week of them showing all of them. So last week was Philosopher's Stone, and this week Chamber of Secrets is on, which is actually my favourite of all of the Harry Potter films, so I'm super excited, and it's just about to start, so I'm just going to sit down, get cozy and watch that, but that is basically the last thing, so yeah. So Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is over, which has brought my epic autumnal weekend to an end. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing all of the fun autumnal things that I got up to this weekend, because I certainly had fun doing them all. I'd love it if you'd let me know in the comments below all of your favourite things to do in this season, because I feel like autumn in particular just has so many like traditions and activities associated with it, definitely more than spring and summer anyway for me. So I've had a load of fun this weekend, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.